And switch over game. Okay. Somebody say something to just to make sure the audio is working. Not you.
Something.
Thanks. You're coming through my mic, puppy. That's not gonna help.
Yeah, I realized that right after I said it.
Okay. Well, that's back. Been a while again, but we'll see what I can do today. This is Fury 1031 as Wild Flame in wrong button. Full Vanguard gear. Gotta say, it looks kind of good. Although I kind of wish we could color the pink into something else. I wish that was the secondary dyeable color. Because how good would this look in black plates and red coloring? Oh well, this'll do for now. I say for now, as if we're gonna get power armor again in the future. Oh god, I don't remember any of the names I use for these people. For names, voices, I mean. Okay, you are probably from Shaloni, right? That's where you're from. I think that's where all these people are from. So you have that attempt at an Old West accent. I don't even remember how I did it. So we have a name, Leofine, a former knight of Ishgard. I'm not trying the voice. I'll review my video that I did at some point. Actually, I don't even know where it is. Oh well. I mean, I don't know like where in my videos I did this guy's stuff. That means she knows how to hide herself in the city well. Grasping about its straws won't get us anywhere. My own unfamiliarity does little to help our chances. We may have no choice but to wait until the knights discover a lead. Nevertheless, I intend to spend every waking moment learning more about this city and its workings. As for you, I only ask that you be ready to move at a moment's notice. Until then, be well. There you are, Wild. I've been walking Ishgard's streets whenever I've been able, and I've taken to searching for any sleeping people. You see, the land I'm from isn't much warmer than this, and the people know not to tempt fate by dozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink manage to find their way home somehow. I figured the only force powerful enough to overcome that instinct for self-preservation would be the cradle. So if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may very well discover Leofine nearby. I can't imagine she brought it all this way just to remain idle. It's a tedious prospect, but we need to scour every back alley and shadowed walkway before anyone catches something much worse than a cold. I can't remember what this totem did. Was it like making people sick or putting them to sleep?
Which one?
The tank one.
So it transfers the need to sleep from one person to another.
Oh.
So it makes one person not need to sleep at the cost of making another person fall asleep.
That's weird. Master Flame, Master Tentoawa.
What level quest are you at?
I realized now that I hadn't actually even completed the first tank quest. It completely slipped my mind.
Yeah, we're gonna stick with that explanation for now.
Yeah. I think it's because I ended up doing other role quests with Puppy instead. Yeah, that's right. He wanted to do them together, so I kind of left this one on the side. Master Flame, Master Tentoawa, I bring good tidings. One of these days I will attempt a French accent, and it is going to be horrible.
Yeah?
It's going to be Antoine accent.
Oh god.
The temple, in fact, no. No one in Ishgard has an actual French accent. They all speak like regular Eorzean and Eorzean accents. It is because I think it's actually been stated that like French is the archaic language for Ishgard. They used to speak it, but not anymore, and that's why their names are like this. But also why they just have Eorzean accents now is it just kind of faded away. But Antoine family are pretentious as fuck, and they all affect the old accent very badly. The Temple Knights.
No, the like the language being different is one thing, but the accent just changing.
I mean, it has to have changed because every voiced cutscene we hear, nobody speaks with a French accent. Like, the only French they know is how to pronounce these names properly. Everyone else is speaking with British accents. Therefore, the accent was lost to time. Oh my god, yes. That's that's how the that's that's how the Antoine Norwas family quote unquote rediscovered or re-revived the accent. They they kind of reverse engineered it by looking at how names are pronounced, and they're like, okay, well, this is names like this are pronounced this way, therefore that must be how the old accent was, and so they reverse engineered the French accent from the French names everyone in Ishgard has, and that's why it's such a fuck up mess. Yes, that will be the explanation. The Temple Knights wasted no time in distributing handbills across Ishgard containing Leofine's description. These efforts have already borne fruit. We but recently received a report of someone matching her features being sighted. Really? Where? She was sighted near Camp Dragonhead by a patrolling sentry. He described a woman with red hair and a distinct scar on her forehead. The outpost can be reached by passing through the Gates of Judgment and heading east. Yes, I know where the place is. Once there, speak with Sir Eugenois for the full report. I knew she'd show herself. Let's hurry, Wild. I should take off my helmet for cutscenes so that people can see my face. It's the MCU approach. Oh wait, no, I need to. The Ethernet's right here. Right, the Sky Steel Manufacturing. I'm going to briefly look to review the voices I gave for the characters so I can try to have some consistency. I know I abandoned it for a lot of other instances, like from the meeting to here to any other quest, but let's give it a try. Hopefully I can find it relatively quickly. I'm just gonna swap over to be right back. Again, ugh, I'm gonna have to mix this up in OBS. Not OBS, Blender, which is annoying because it takes hours for that to fucking merge. Okay. I accidentally hit stop recording instead of pause recording because the buttons are too big and small on OBS, so that's annoying. I'm trying it. Why am I going all the way? Oh my god, I'm stupid. I always think I had to come this way. Every time I come to Ishgard and have a quest, I always feel like I have to go to the Western Highlands. Oh, there you are. Tentoawa. This must be him. Well, don't dally. Eugenois. Yeah. Ah, I was informed you are on your way. This is... I forgot to take off my helmet. Can I take it off? No. This is concerning the report by one of our sentries, yes? He cited a woman matching the description in the handbill sent by the congregation. She was heading south along the footpath, but that is all we know. Yes, this is Eugenois. What? Hold fast. I shall send aid at once. Well, go on, aid. Off with you. What happened? A shipment of supplies was waylaid by monstrous beasts. A contingent of temple knights should have been protecting it, but something is amiss. They need our help. They need our help. Ow. We would be in your debt. The shipment was attacked on the road west of the observatorium. I shall muster more knights. Please, go find my men before any lives are lost. Take off the helmet and ride. It is like it is just so kind of annoying how the the game itself shows like the in-universe advertising for these motorcycles show that they come in different colors, but we only get the bog standard one. Just like, come on, I want that shiny red one. It looked really cool. We should have dyeable mounts. Eh? Oh, there you are. They should be close, right? I'll search on the other side of the river, while you search further down the road and keep your weapon at the ready. Alright, I'll keep my weapon at the ready. Tentoawa, how could you not see that it was right over there? Oh, House for Tom's Knight. I will defend you. Hello. Oh, come on, he's outside of the purple circle. I can talk to him. Oh no, the chocobos are... Oh, they're just sleeping. Right, the thing makes people fall asleep. Okay. I thought... I thought they went like, really far, like too far, or not too far. I thought they went dark and killed the chocobos. They're so cute. Look at that. Ah! I am recording, yes. Yes. So cute. Huh, you're here. Try breathing through your mouth, dude. You'll get more air that way. Ah, yes. The help emote of sticking your hand out at someone, palm facing them. You saved us. We were almost... We? Oh. Oh, it's the creepy crocodiles. It won't be feasting today. Not a moment too soon. The White Owl Watch is eternal. and eternal is the sleep it bestows. Oh god, he's dead. Oh god, he's dead too. We didn't fail all the way. We saved 1 out of 3. You're too late. Oh! Okay. No, they're not. No, no. That's not how he's. That's not the inflection you think. No, they're not. Just look. They're asleep is all. What? Good. Good. Our trusty chocobos suddenly became unsure on their feet, and the wagon toppled onto the side of the road. There was nothing for it but to fix the damage on the spot. Okay. Yes, that is right. These role quests are described as silly, so I should have expected that they were just sleeping. The temple knights went to secure the area, but before I knew it, each and every one of them had fallen asleep where they were standing. Then the beasts attacked. It was just me before the snarling fangs. Time to wake up. Oh no, wrong guy. Time to wake up, sleepyhead. Sleep here any longer and the cold will have you. Oh god, that was brutal. What happened? Why does my spleen hurt? I had to wake you up. Why did you just slap my face? Why did you punch me in the spleen? We fell asleep? But we were patrolling. And we're in the middle of winter wearing chainmail. It's cold as balls. How did we fall asleep? He must be mistaken. A temple knight would never shirk his duty so. Are you calling me a liar? I saw you fall over on your arse with my own eyes. If not for Sir Eugenois' quick response and the bravery of these warriors, we all would be food for the vultures by now. The congregation will hear of this dereliction of duty, you can be sure. Aww. Now hold on just a moment. They aren't the ones to blame. A sacred relic of my people was stolen, and... What? No, now is the perfect time! Now it isn't the time. Sorry, forget I said anything. No, Tentoawa, these people are going to get in trouble, and it is not their fault. We need to explain this context. Whatever dizziness overtook the chocobo seems to have passed, so I'll resume my duty once the carriage is prepared. Assuming my guards are quite refreshed, I believe we can make it on our own. Please return to Camp Dragonhead and warm yourselves. Once we submit them for once I report their indiscretions, they will be summarily executed. While it turns over, Tentoawa, should we, tell them the context now? It's no coincidence that the giant birds and the two gods took leave of their senses around the same time. This is the work of the cradle. But even if Leofine was here, she is no longer. Let's return to the city and consider our next steps. I am yelling at you for falling asleep. It wasn't our fault. Wild is just there, like, shall I just let these two be executed, or should I do something about this?
The quests standing in general, for me, have a problem with the ability to be a beast. But this one is the one that has that most.
Huh.
We'll see what I mean.
Yeah. You,
remember this when she starts talking about it.
okay. You said that knights from Camp Dragonhead are on their way, yes? Then I believe we shall have ample protection for the remainder of their journey. Just teleporting back to Ishgard then. Okay. Bye, enjoy your execution.
Hello, what is it?
Oh my god, we messaged you like an hour ago.
I could. It wasn't an hour ago. It was 20 minutes ago.
You just lose track of time. You don't know what you're talking about. You're on your Switch. Time flies by.
I I am just checking the message right in front of me.
I don't even remember what we wanted you for. I think was it for leveling?
You could get these.
The event? Yeah, we wanted to do things today.
We can do the event later.
Yeah. Leofine may have escaped us, but the witness's report has given us a clue to follow. Thank the Narwhal for guiding us swiftly to the knights.
When since I am paying attention to my thingy, I'm seriously a little interrupted because his voice is a little high. I'm gonna deafen myself. When you guys want my attention, please just send me a message, okay?
Sure. We have received the report of the incident near Camp Dragonhead. 2 of our own, sleeping on duty. By the Fury, their executions shall be excruciating. Wild turns again to Tentoawa. It's like, are you sure we shouldn't just tell them what the deal is?
Also, right, the Fury, who is alive
Yeah, sure.
for sure.
Had you
Absolutely, positively.
Had you reached them even a moment later, this day would have been much darker. Although it pains me to say it, those 2 shall be punished as befits the magnitude of their negligence. If I may, so just so you don't, execute them, because it ain't their fault. They don't deserve to die. I don't believe the blame rests entirely on their shoulders. The cradle of the sleepless was used against them, I'm certain. Ah, yes. You said it possessed the power to lull others into a deep sleep. I admit that would explain these exceptional circumstances. I suppose we shall let them live this time. What? Come on. Regardless, they were still bested by their enemy, and their charge was almost killed as a result. Punishment is the only recourse. It's a magical thing that makes people fall asleep. Like, if you don't get the drop on somebody with something like that, then you're kind of screwed.
I feel like Ishgard kind of regresses in this role quest line, to be honest. Like, they put character development at the end buffer, and they kind of act like their past selves throughout this.
I see. A harsh stance, maybe, but I can respect that you don't treat your duty lightly. Well, if you learn anything else about Leofine's plots, please let us know at once. Even though we didn't find her, I'm glad we were able to save those soldiers. Thank you for coming to us. Nay, 'tis the Temple Knights who owe you thanks. We shall continue our search, and rest assured, you shall be the first to know of any developments. Wild, there's more I would tell you about the cradle, things I should have told you sooner. Join me over there, and I'll do my best to fix that mistake. Huh? We now know what our enemy is capable of, and must plan accordingly. Rest assured, we shall not rest until Leofine is in shackles. Is the sound effect for the power armor just that regular armor rattling sound because I'm kind of disappointed. It should it shouldn't sound like plate mail that I'm wearing. It should sound like power armor. It should be like chunk chunk chunk. It should sound like Master Chief walking basically. So, what do you want to tell me about the cradle? Because the whole you make one person sleepy in exchange for you not being sleepy seems kind of lame compared to like an impenetrable defense and inflicting sickness and cures and shape shifting and what was the other one? I don't know.
The other one is the one from the Magic DPS.
Oh, I haven't even done that one yet.
Yeah, it's something.
I see.
It does something.
I wonder when we're going to fight the Queen of Moons again. I know that's not her name, but I liked calling her that. Just because she had that one moon pendant in her head, and it would be hilarious for someone unhinged to just start calling themselves that. Now that you've seen with your own eyes what I've only been able to describe, the Narwhal's lullaby can put. Now you've seen with your own eyes what I've only been able to describe. The Narwhal's lullaby can put even hardened warriors into a restful slumber. They may as well be defenseless as a newborn babe. But even with such power, my people have never used it to attack our enemies. Its sole purpose has always been to keep a single person awake, an eternal guardian who would never sleep, never rest, the wide eye, the ceaseless watcher, me. For 10 years I've been awake, training day and night to gain the strength I have now, the strength to shield my people. Fucking hell, 10 years without sleeping. That's fucked up. No, I would never. Let me sleep for 10 years instead. Of course, another must receive the weariness I cast aside, the shut eye. You met her, in fact, Loazen Nikwe. Oh, the girl I think is your sister? What the fuck? That's kind of fucked up. Why pick one person to lose their life at staying asleep? Just like have a big number of people and have them rotate who gets your sleep. Seriously, why does she have to lose her life so that you can fucking stay awake? That's really stupid.
It's also like maximally
Tradition, I think, is the answer.
Oh, I wish I knew the lyrics to the Fiddler on the Roof song.
tradition. It's also like, and it will become clear later that this is deliberate on the game's part. It's like very pointedly against the game's values because it's taking a downside of the human condition and shunting it off onto someone else rather than accepting it and learning to live with it.
As I've been awake these 10 years, she spent the better part of her days in a deep slumber. Her brief periods of wakefulness are spent exercising and eating so her body doesn't waste away. Do you not realize how messed up that is? And so we've barely spoken, despite how much I depend on her. When we were young, we'd spend our days exploring the mountain paths, but that time is long past. Telling you all this now, I realize how very little of my life has been dedicated to my own pursuits. Yes, that is the issue here. Loazinekwe and I have both devoted ourselves entirely to the protection of our village. Really, seriously, can you not just cycle people out? Have multiple guardians too. That explains his skill. What skill? I've only seen him fight once, and it wasn't that impressive. I wonder if it's gonna be like it turns out he lost the artifact because he wanted to feel what taking a nap was like for once. Um, but no, let's linger on the messed up fact that Loazi Nekwe does not fucking have a life and kind of spends her entire life asleep. Do you not miss her? Is she your sister? I do. I see her only when I have to use the cradle, and even then she is sleeping. I barely remember what her smile looks like. Life unencumbered by sleep might seem like a life of freedom, but if those you care for the most aren't there to share it with you, it can feel like a prison. But we don't have the luxury to dwell on regrets. I see now that although my people have never used the cradle for ill, wicked hearts can twist anything toward evil. That's something I can't tolerate. The very thought that this might happen again makes the bile churn in my gullet. We must bring Leofine's schemes to an end. How about we destroy the thing? Because it sounds like a nightmare. Wow. He actually said toward correctly. Like I don't know if this is true. I mean, it might like how if it is still true. Um, but toward is not supposed to have an S. Like I think that is actually grammatically incorrect. But like many people use like include an S when they say toward. They say towards, even though like I don't know. I guess that's wrong. And but of course, given how commonly people do it, that might have just been, entered as, actual language regardless. I don't know. Ah, just the person I wanted to see. I'd like to ask your advice on a certain matter, if you don't mind. It's been a while since my last letter to Loaz Nekwe. I wanted to wait until I discovered something worth sharing to write her, but we're still completely in the dark. I don't want her to worry, but I don't know what to tell her. Uh, yeah, whatever you write, don't make her wait too long. She loses enough of her life to you. Good advice as usual. I wish we had even a single thread to grasp, but an unexciting letter is better than none at all. All right, I'll start right away. I may not have much time left. Pardon? Okay. Oh, don't misunderstand. It's nothing so grave as that. It's just the last time I used the cradle was just before it was stolen. Huh. Luckily, I'm still as alert as I've ever been, but it won't be long till I must dream like any other. How much of your sleep do you get rid of in a single instance? I assumed it was like you just kind of give your 8 hours to someone else and then you're good, and you kind of need to re-up it every day. Like, do you do it like weeks? Do you do weeks at a time or something? That will give Leofine free reign while I'm helpless in bed. There's no quarry more dangerous than one who doesn't sleep. We have to see this through before that happens. Vermel Bear. Master Flame, Master Tentoawa. We have received reports that several groups of temple knights have fallen afoul of what can only be your stolen artifact. Several? Let me guess. They were all guarding someone else. You would be correct. It is the duty of a knight to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If we fail at even that most basic function, then our honor means nothing. As if the incident near Camp Dragonhead was not shameful enough, the knights in these most recent attacks were left in quite compromising positions. Oh my god, they were stripped naked. And oh, and no, nothing of that sort. My By the Fury Wild, why do you constantly jump to these conclusions? Yet the weight of embarrassment is a trifle compared to the guilt we would bear if any innocent came to harm. The Fury was merciful in that respect, but we would rather not see these incidents repeat. Still, while the Temple Knights must work to repair their reputation in the days ahead, it is a far cry from bringing Ishgard crumbling to its knees. Truth be told, the methods of this passage of the Unbound leave me mystified. But Leofine was cunning, if nothing else. Till we can discern her true motivations, we have little recourse but to wait until she makes a mistake. It sounds like she just kind of wants to discredit the Temple Knights. Okay. Oh, both of these are quite plausible responses, but like not what I was thinking. Like I thought she just like, hey, being a former Temple Knight person, she probably just kind of wants to discredit them because she's like still bitter or something. But no, it's likely she may be testing the limits of the artifact's power. Then you suggest she has a greater purpose in mind for it, and these incidents are simply a prelude. We cannot discount that theory, I admit. We shall remain vigilant. There's no telling how much chaos she can sow if left unchecked. We have to do everything we can to get the cradle out of her clutches. And to do that, we had to start asking the right questions. This new information makes me wonder, why has she focused her attention on the Temple Knights? I have pondered the same. Posted at Camp Dragonhead are knights from many houses of repute, including House Fortom. Being a former Temple Knight herself, Leofine doubtless knows their habits and training. Perhaps that makes it easier for her to exploit their weaknesses. Then, if we follow the Knights, we may pick up her trail. It's not ideal, but it's the best we have to go on. Well, a large contingent of knights has but recently been dispatched to Kurthus. You remember Gorganj Mills, yes? It has laid abandoned ever since the heretics were driven from it. Why are you still calling them heretics now? You know they were right. Yet, there is ever the risk that unsavory elements might infest it once again. Once again, they were in the right. Why are you still acting like this?
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't actually remember Heaven Ward as well as I wish. But they were still siding with the dragons who were otherwise trying to exterminate humanity, right?
Yeah, they were also just trying to spread the word that like the Ishgardians were the initial aggressors in the war. Um and it was for that they were labeled blasphemous and heretics. Um but yeah, no, like they were like they were just kind of really not helping their cause by killing Ishgardians. Um Thus have the Temple Knights planned joint patrols of its premises with other contingents. If you speak with Sir Redwald at Falcon's Nest, I am certain he would be glad to have you along. Okay, now I go to Falcon's Nest. Huh. That had a sound effect for him slapping his fist into his palm. Usually that goes without a sound effect. Why are you special? Music was a little delayed there. should probably open my stream on my phone so I can observe. Okay, good. There's sound. Why is it so quiet? Oh, it's not quiet. It's just because I have my headphones on. That's silly. That's probably coming through on my mic. Oh well. I need to look more into how to adjust my mic sensitivity and stuff, because I think that on my recordings and stream even, like, it picks up a lot of like background noise or bad noise I don't want it to pick up. Is that Master Flame I see? Of course you are ever welcome in the Falcon's Nest, in Falcon's Nest. Yet I do not believe I know your companion here. He is not welcome. Indeed, whispers of the Temple Knight's humiliations have reached us even here, falling asleep while on duty. I dared not believe the stories, but it seems there is truth in them after all. They fell asleep, true, but it wasn't their fault. We suspect they fell victim to an enemy wielding a powerful artifact. Now the rumors fail to mention anything like that. If it can lull even trained warriors to sleep, then we must treat it as a serious threat. Nevertheless, if one knight falls, another is always at the ready to take their place. So long as this artifact cannot put an entire regiment under its spell, I believe we are well positioned to combat it. Interesting. The idea of your allies falling in battle doesn't seem to disturb you at all. Where I hail from, a single warrior is responsible for the safety of his entire village. That sounds really fucking stupid. Make no mistake, we do not doubt our allies' mettle, and we mourn every loss. Yet each man and woman knows that if they must quit the battle, another sword just as fierce will take their place. We kind of rely on each other. It is kind of a smart thing. To know that an ally is at your back, it would allow you to fight with abandon. Now, you believe this Leofine might take interest in our activities at Gorganj Mills, yes? A party has already left, accompanied by a group of temple knights. If your suspicions are correct, then they are at risk. I would ask that you follow in their tracks and ensure they have not fallen victim to foul play. The mills can be found to the north, just across the Black Iron Bridge. The party should be arriving there soon, conditions permitting. We have to reach them before Leofine does. I can hope that all is well, but having you here, I can only hope that all is well, but having you here there would do much to set my heart at ease. Ah, braving the blizzard. Man, I remember when I was still the Heaven's Ward, I did that fate that happens out in front of Camp Falcon. Or no, sorry, the Falcon's Nest. That was with the wolves invading and stuff. Oh, that makes me a little nostalgic. no, they are asleep. We are too late. They are fast asleep. But Redwall gave the impression there were more. These knights must have been the lookouts. We should awaken them, but keep your eyes peeled for Leofine. I'll rouse these ones wild. I'll rouse these ones wild. You search that building yonder. They haven't been left in embarrassing positions, but this bears Leofine's mark all the same. I'll rouse this lot awake. Wild, you search that building over there. That raises the question. If you were to pass on your sleep to someone else with the cradle, but then somebody wakes them up, does that like cancel out the sleep you donated? The sleepiness you donated? Oh, I like this. It stops you, and the dialogue pops up and interrupts you when you actually walk past the threshold. This game does not do that at a lot. Like this, it like almost never does that. So this is very surprising, and I like it. I kind of want the game to do this more often.
So the cradle, it transfers the need to sleep. So just because you wake someone up doesn't mean they don't need to sleep. It just means they will face the consequences of getting too little sleep, even though they've slept for several hours.
Okay. Huh. But who the hells are you? How'd you get past the guards? They should have played some dramatic music. Like dun dun dun. No, I don't know how to describe how to hum that music that sometimes happens. I can't remember how to hum it. These idiots had no chance. Huh. How's it doing there? It's you. Thank the Fury you arrived when you did. Those thugs struck our backs when those thugs struck when our backs were turned. I assumed the Temple Knights were protecting the entrance, so I wasn't as cautious as I should have been. Were they killed? No, you're dour. They're just asleep. Sleeping? I've heard the stories, of course, but I didn't think they were true. Whomever is behind this, I'm sure they didn't count on you showing up. For now, we shall tend to our wounds and then finish our inspection here. Master Flame, I ask that you join the knights outside and wait until we're finished. Oh, okay. I kind of wanted to check out the room and look at the statue, but sure. Okay, for a second I thought he killed them. Oh, she's got crazy eyes. Oh, perfect. Okay, can I do that voice actually? Ah! No. Fuck. I can't do high-pitched voices. That sucks. The thing. Let me try to get the character. He was really boring, and I'm a monster. Okay. Ah, as I thought. Just when I was becoming bored, I sighted a familiar face slumbering among all these slumbering knights. I simply had to come and make sure it was you. You have finally found the courage to show yourself. Hand over the cradle now, and I won't kill you. Ah! Yeah! Ah! The fucking... She just flies into the air. That wasn't even a jump. That was just a fucking... She just yeeted off the ground.
It's like, boy.
What did they call you again? The Wide Eye. You must have had quite the journey to come this far. I'm here too. Be careful, Wild. This is our quarry. The thief who stole the cradle of the sleepless. This is Leofine. Did she seduce you into to lowering your guard? I feel like she tried to, she probably seduced you and took it. Oh, you racist bitch. I'm not even a Hrothgar. I'm a Rugadin actually. I'm just cursed to look like this. She says, "That is your ally? What flea-ridden kennel did you rescue them from? Are you sure they do not seek your artifact for themselves?"
I don't believe that's what she said to me, so I think that is her reason.
Like, Jesus, she's racist as hell. Of course, she's a filthy Elizin, so it makes sense that she's like that. I shouldn't have said filthy. I should have said pointy-eared. What's a good knife-ear? She's a knife-eared Elizin.
The thing is, the majority of races in this world have pointy ears.
Yeah, but like Mikota and Hrothgar have cute pointy ears. They're round pointy. Those are sharp pointy. It matters not, I suppose. Before you both throw your lives away, I suggest you think for a moment. Is the cause you will fight for worth the sacrifice? So few of us know true freedom. If there is aught you would grasp with your own hands, do so before they wither and your eyes shut for the last time. The codes and rules that would bind men are mere illusions. Open your eyes, truly open them, and you shall see a path all your own. Only a fool would waste their life in the struggle of another. See, you're kind of missing the point of community. See, humans are social. Well, humans in this case, it's more than just the hearers. People are social creatures, and they depend on community. And community kind of requires an agreed upon set of rules and behaviors that are seen as acceptable, so that we don't just kind of tear each other apart. Quit spouting nonsense. Nonsense? Perhaps. I am here because of another, after all. Abiyahi, who came to me at the height of my debauchery and welcomed me into her devious brotherhood. She guided me to great power, yes, and now I lead others upon the unbound path. Yet, truth be told, I have little interest in seeing where it ends. To tear down the world's nations, Ishgard among them, and usher the world into... Well, what does it matter? Yet I do derive great pleasure in shaming the temple knights, in seeing the snickers and cheers deflate their pompous stride as they walk down the street. If this artifact can hasten their fall from grace, I believe I shall keep it. I know the path I walk, the one that leads to your downfall. And I won't abandon it. I'll take the cradle back. And then Ah. Oh, shit. Oh, dear. You seem to have lost your train of thought. I know you cannot hear me, but if you want your artifact back,
I might suggest stealing it from me while I'm asleep. But considering the burden I have just passed to you, that opportunity may not come for some time yet. Why, I feel absolutely transcendent to think the shackles of fatigue weighed so heavily. Alas, it appears the artifact needs its own repose of sorts. No matter. I have learned more than enough to take my next step.
I should kill you right now. You just told me the artifact is on cooldown.
Cutscene. She hasn't told yet.
See to it that this lot is disposed of. 'Tis the least you can do for the freedom I have given you.
Okay, well, yeah, she's setting her lackeys in to distract me, so that makes a bit more sense. Okay, I better make sure I keep their aggro off of to oh my god, how do I forget his name? Tentoawa. So Iron Will. Ah. All right. Yeah, I could probably still find her. I just kind of got to reach a high vantage point. I mean, it is kind of. Oh no, actually no. It's a blizzard right now. She would kind of be faded away in the fog. Okay, so it does make it really hard to wake them up. Okay, try as you might to rouse Tentoawa. He seems completely detached from the waking world. Looks like you saved us twice today. Thank you. But what of him? Fast asleep, just as we were. Could this be what Sir Firmalbear warned us of in his report? Yes. Wait, did it call him blistered? Oh no, bewildered. I see. Then those stories are more than just wicked rumors. I suppose there is some small comfort in the fact that our enemy tipped their hand without causing loss of life. Wow, the drowsiness made my eyes heavy. My ears could not mistake Leofine's arrogant voice. If she would not scruple to attack former comrades in arms, then she has fallen farther than I had dared imagine. Yet we bear the blame for allowing her to get the upper hand, and in doing so put innocent lives in danger. Another black mark on our order. 'Twas only thanks to you and your companions' effort that the snow was not stained red this day. At the very least, allow us to carry him to the congregation. Our work here is done, so we shall accompany them as far as Falcon's Nest. Wild, pray return to Ishgard and look after your friend. Hmm. I need to wash this cleaning cloth. My glasses are so freaking dirty. It's really annoying. Hate glasses so much. Kind of weird that Hrothgar teeth are all flat except for the canines. Full glad am I to see you well, Master Flame. I understand you come fresh from an encounter with none other than Leofine. Master Tentoawa now rests on the second floor. We shall stand vigil by his side every moment until he opens his eyes again. We should not have long to wait, but if you wish to check on him, please do so at your leisure. There is another matter to discuss. Just before your departure to Gorgonj Mills, it seems there was another incident. A group of criminals were released from their cells, their guards found in a deep sleep. Doubtless Leofine was behind this. And doubtless the ruffians you clashed with were these self-same criminals Leofine is criminals. Leofine is gathering those who bear a grudge against the Temple Knights to her side, and using this animosity to her advantage. We now know for certain that Leofine is the mastermind of these attacks, and that her aim is to chip away at the very foundation of the Temple Knights, our honor. When I shared these revelations with my superiors, it was decided that none would speak publicly of the artifact and its powers. That sounds stupid. The passage of the Unbound seeks to overthrow the nations of the world. One obvious method... gotta clean these glasses again, a speck of something got on them. One obvious method to achieve this would be to stoke the flames of unrest among the common folk, thus sinking Ishgard into a mire of chaos and distrust, not unlike the blasphemies of the final days. So long as these failures are placed squarely on the shoulders of the Temple Knights, we can avoid fomenting a more abiding mistrust in the nation's very core. For Ishgard's peace, I would gladly suffer any disgrace. The question remains as to whether we can apprehend Leofine before she tears our reputation to tatters. While Master Tentoawa slumbers, it falls to us to search for clues that might point toward her whereabouts. See, you're using toward wrong. You're adding the S. Actually, he said that Tentoawa was upstairs. I'm actually curious if he is upstairs. And so I'm not finishing the quest so that I can, see, because I feel like if I finish it, he'll have disappeared. Ah, there he is! Sleeping so peacefully. Let's take a look at this sword of his. Alright, so... purple stone, or stone painted purple, probably. It just kind of looks like a sword made of stone. Odd choice.
It's just standing there, fucking completely bare, no shape on it.
Yep.
I think it's supposed to be leaning against. Yeah, it's supposed
It
to
is.
be leaning against the box, but it's just really straight up in a way that makes it look like it should fall up.
No. See, the point is kind of embedded in the ground there.
True. As are his feet. I mean, that's no one talk about parts of his body facing defense. Because the game makes no attempt to account for the fact that you have a tail.
Nope. Nope. Alright, well, okay. Blah 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 blah. I am recording, right? I have to keep checking. Let's see, is Lance still deafened? Is Lance online? He is not. Nobody's online. We can't do a leveling or an alliance raid or a raids. From Albert's eyes light up when he sees you. Well, no, they don't. Oh wait, from Albert. Yeah, no. The picture was of Tentoawa, so I confused myself for a second. Leofine remains as elusive as ever. If she is in league with Ishgard's more unsavory elements, she could be hidden anywhere. We have only her cryptic statements to guide us. It seems that whatever her plan is, Her actions thus far have been but a prelude to its climax. We can but hope that Tentoawa awakens before she emerges again. Mm. Wild, there you are. Now who is this? Oh, you're the lady whose name is difficult. Loazinekwa. Can I call you Nika?
I'm so glad I found you. I was starting to think I was in the wrong city, but the narwhal guided me true.
Oh, you must be the maiden Tentoawa mentioned. You hail from the same village, yes? I am Bear of the Temple Knights. 'Tis an honor to meet you.
Ah, Tentoawa wrote about you in his letters. I'm Loazinekwa, and the honor's all mine. Where is he? Is he dead? Is Tentoawa with you? I haven't received a letter from him for some time, so I came here to check on him myself.
Sorry, he's asleep. Doing that thing he hasn't done in 10 years.
Ah!
Oh, okay. Rude.
Wake the fuck up!
Oh. She is being as aggressive as I was joking she'd be.
You insufferable fool! What have I always told you about rushing ahead without thinking? Now you even have the gall to be sleeping when I arrive. You promised you'd write to me. What was I supposed to do when the letters stopped coming? I was so worried. At least I could take some small comfort that he appears otherwise unharmed. I take it you're to thank for that, Wild.
Yep. Lady, you should stop selling your life. You need to live your life, not sleep it away.
Oh yeah, the shut-eye. That's right. For 10 years I bore with fatigue, and as a result my body's more fragile than most.
Why are you sacrificing yourself like this? It's not necessary.
But since arriving in Tuliyola, my life has become normal. As I've walked the city streets and eaten my fill of its food, I felt my strength grow. I can even stay awake for a full day now. And can you believe this? The changes food has gone through since I was a wee babe. Like peas, they're not mashed. They're round. Can you believe that? I haven't seen all I ever remember eating about peas is that mushy stuff.
Oh God, you poor child.
It is interesting though how eating interacts with this. It maybe.
Interesting. I am intrigued. Do you know why Tentoawa sleeps so soundly? The reports of other incidents indicated that those affected awoke in a matter of moments, yet Tentoawa shows no sign of stirring. That's because he's catching on 10 years of sleeplessness.
Well, that, I'm sorry, I can't say for certain. But I do know that the stories of those who came before me, more than one shut-eye has fallen into a sleep much like this, one so absolute that they become deaf to the outside world. With no means to sustain their bodies, they would waste away if left alone. So our people found a mixture of herbs and other materials that help usher the shut-eye back into the waking world.
What could possibly be strong enough to bring someone back from this?
We call it spring dew, and the secrets of its making are passed down through generations. Each drop acts as a ray of sunshine in the darkness of sleep, a beacon for the dreamer to follow. You kind of have to sing a little song. It goes like, flower gleam and glow, let your shower shine. I carry some of the ingredients on my person, but others must be gathered fresh. It won't be an easy task, but I'm certain it will save Tentoawa. I don't know the Eorzean name, but
Huh.
But one of the flowers blooms a striking yellow and grows only where peaks soar above the clouds. Being so close to the heavens, it drinks in the sunlight, and its petals cleanse the body and promote wakefulness.
Ah, so you say they're a source of woke. In the churning mist blooms a yellow flower called the dandelion. In no other place in Eorzea can one be closer to touching the sun. Oh, I thought it was going to be somewhere else.
Good.
Oh, God.
Next, we'll need the saliva of a beast we call morbals. And the thicker it is, the better. The pungent odor could wake the dead.
Oh, that's disgusting, though. Ah, I know them well. Morbals are not an uncommon sight in the Dravanian hinterlands. A mature specimen should possess saliva with a desired effect. Wait a minute, are there even morbals in Tyrol? Have we seen any?
Given how much they recycle assets for the enemies, there's no way there aren't any problems.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember seeing any. The prospect of gathering it, however, is an unenviable task. I guess that's up to me.
Once we have those two ingredients, mixing them with the rest should be a simple matter. Do you think you could procure them? You could procure them, Wild?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, your confidence is reassuring. Since the morbal saliva must be the fresher of the two, I ask that you first climb into the heavens and pick dandelions for Tentoawa.
Now, see, for some reason I had it in my mind that there were yellow flowers around Horschafon's grave, and I was going to have to go and pick them. I don't know why I think I remember there being any, but that would have been kind of nice, actually.
So, this is how Tentoawa looked upon me for so long. Sight is unsettling, I admit. Please, Wild, come back soon. I want to hear his voice.
To think that Mistress Loan's neck would cross the ocean just to check on her friend's well-being. Her burden is a heavy one, but their bond is strong enough to bear any weight. Oh. Oh, they actually put them in an area where there are actually dandelions. That's nice. Giant dandelions. Oh, they even make these ones. What's that over there? Sun-drenched dandelion, sun-drenched dandelion. It doesn't matter. Why don't I pick these big ones? The sun-drenched dandelions shine an almost golden yellow. Now for a much more gruesome task. Venture to the Dravanian hinterlands and collect saliva from the mouth of full-grown morbal. The hinterlands, eh? Come on. Are the Dravanian hinterlands an anomaly in that, like, it's like the only region that doesn't have an aetheryte? I'm sure there has to be more.
I I think they're the only normal map that doesn't have thankfully.
Maybe, are you still awake?
Made that mistake before since.
Maybe? Oh, great. Navy's asleep. It's right behind me, isn't it? Ah. Resist stun. Fuck you. I'm ready to start mixing the ingredients at once. That is, of course, assuming you brought them with you. Found blooming among the floating isles above Eorzea, the petals of this dandelion glow almost as brilliantly as the sun which nourishes them. So pungent that not a sealed vial that can contain its scent completely. I feel like that should be not even. A sealed vial can contain its scent completely. A single whiff of this saliva can wrench even the deepest sleeper back into the waking world. These are difficult to acquire at the best of times, so I thank you for gathering them so quickly. I shall get started immediately. Dandelions are hard to gather. We've done all we can. Now we wait for Tentoawa to open his eyes. Oh God, no, not her! What did you make? What did you let her put in me? Huh? Where am I? I hope you enjoyed sleeping days away, Tentoawa, because now you're gonna go to the big sleep. I want my life back. And I'm glad you're finally awake. Laws Nequa, what are you doing here? I see.
So Leofine wielded the cradle against me, and while I was tucked soundly in bed, Loazinekwa came all this way. Curse my weakness! Just when we had her, just when I was needed the most, I failed. For 10 years I endured countless trials, and when the time came, I couldn't even swing my damn weapon. It's not your fault, Tentoawa. If anyone's to blame for what's happened, it's me. No, I won't hear it. Rip. As you may know, Leofine won our trust by posing as a scholar traveling the width and breadth of Tural. She expressed great interest in the cradle and our customs, and I was so excited to meet an outsider that I answered her every question. I told her that the White-Eye keeps the cradle at them at all times, and then she hatched her plan. She took me hostage to draw out Tentoawa. While Loazinekwa was sleeping, Leofine snuck into her chamber and held a blade to her throat. I had no choice but to give her what she wanted, the cradle of the sleepless. I put Loazinekwa's life before the future of our people. It was at that moment I became unfit to be their guardian. Yeah. Loazinekwa, Loaz, Loazenique, Loazenique. I think I've been pronouncing it wrong the last several times. Loazenique, Loazenique, Loazinique, Loazi, Loazenique is one of your people. Protecting her is part of your job. I don't think that's what it was, but oh well. Thank you, Wild. You know just what to say. That was the only way to see a future where none of my people come to harm, especially Loazenique. Even without the cradle, you're still our guardian, my guardian. We'll find a way through this together. Seeing you in such high spirits lifts my own. Oh, and before I forget, you trounced Leofine's thugs while I was dreaming in the snow, didn't you? I owe you a debt I won't soon forget. I mean, you kind of already owe a debt. I saved the world. Everyone in this planet owes me a debt. And I wager that debt will grow larger before we pry the treasure from Leofine's clutches. Whatever it takes, I won't stop till she's answered for her crimes. I'm embarrassed to admit that was the first time I've ever created a mixture. I'm glad it worked as intended. I'm gonna talk to Bear. Is he just always there? Huh. I like how he's actually being used in this. The mixture seems to have restored Tentoawa's spirits, although I think Loazenique's company might be an even more effective salve. Loazenique, Zeni, Loazenique. And yeah. Loazenique.
So you're like Andalite now, I guess?
No, I just keep swapping the I, the E, and the eh sounds. I kept calling her Loazenique.
Yeah, right.
I do. You know, while I was sleeping, I dreamed. It was horrifying, and I couldn't escape from it. This weirdo in spectacles just was asking me things about the worst things that ever happened to me.
I'd expect you to make a Cameron Elfman joke.
Yeah. I saw Laura Zenique and I's children. Nothing particularly interesting happened. We just whiled the days away without caring the world. I've forgotten what it was like to dream. It was pleasant. Luckily, Lance is still deafened. I made that joke too before I realized.
Right.
Don't pay attention to that joke I said. I can remember wanting to stay there, just never open my eyes again. But of course, the moment I gave forth to that, there were a bunch of weird floating green guys. They wanted me to like play on some weird candy playground. Oh, that doesn't make sense to you because you haven't finished the Pixies. Oh no, you started the Pixies. That should make sense to you.
Oh yeah. Yes. I do know what you're talking about.
But of course, the moment I get I just of course the moment I get formed to that thought, I opened them and Loaz Zendique was there. Even if we get the cradle back, will things return to the way they were? Will you go back to spending your life in dreams? Gods no, I want to live my life. I suppose so. It's my duty as a shut-eye, after all. Your duty. And it was your duty, too, that compelled you to come all the way here to Ishgard. But no more. What are you saying? I tried so hard to convince myself that you were glad spending so much time asleep, but being on the other side made me realize I was lying to myself all along. I realized what we were doing to you is actually horrifying, like horrifying beyond all reason. You lost your life. You ain't you live your life. You had the mentality of like a 5-year-old. I don't want to return to a life where you and I are bound together but always so far apart. I want to go back to those happy days when we were by each other's sides. Are you siblings or not? What are you to each other? Now you're acting like love interests. I guess what I'm saying is that if there's a different path for us, I want to find it, and I want to walk it with you. But not yet. First, we reclaim the cradle, and when we have, we'll take our first steps toward that new future. I promise. I must confess, I haven't felt the same since I woke up. I know I was in that bed for a while, but instead of feeling refreshed, my body feels weaker somehow. Yeah, that's called muscle atrophy. When you don't actually use your muscles for an extended period of time, any bulk or they build kind of deteriorates, and you get weaker. Hmm. It's almost as if my very strength was sapped when the treasure was turned on me. I can't even grip my weapon properly. Okay, interesting side effect. That is what you and Navy hinted at. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which one? Which one? Hmm. Perhaps the cradle has been sapping the ether all along. Dang it. Then, does that mean the cradle has powers we don't know about? Not exactly. It may just mean the cradle works differently than we thought. Its wielder might not pass on their fatigue, rather, they absorb another's vigor. The end effect will be the same. The cradle's wielder can go on without sleep, and the victim loses the strength to even keep their eyes open. You never took more than you needed, so my slumber was always light enough to awaken from. What if the treasure was used without restraint? If we'd had this realization, it won't be long till Leofine does too, and then it'll be too late. We have to root her out. This is very kind of a little bit of like white man's burden kind of thing. No, is that the right trope? The idea that these people from their land, like using a tool relic indigenous to their land that they didn't understand it properly, and it's only when foreigners come along and get involved that they figure out, oh, this is actually how it works. You simple-minded folk didn't understand. But I mustn't rush ahead blindly, as Lords Aniqua never tires of telling me. I feel nearly weak as a child right now. I must spend what precious time we have training to regain what strength Leofine stole from me. You have my word I won't rest until I'm in top form again. I suggest that you do the same, if for no other reason than to give me some stiff competition. Just eat and sleep, I think. Like, sleep normally. I think replenishing ether is just a simple matter of that. I don't have enough ingredients to make spring dew again. We'll have to deal with Leofine before the cradle's powers return. Lally ho. Why do you keep saying that? You're looking strong, Wild. While I'm not my old self yet, I'm feeling better by the day. Still, there's much work to be done. I need to be even better than I was before if we're to have any hope of catching Leofine. I wonder what she's plotting with the rest of her cohorts. We know they aim to topple nations around the world, but this is an odd way to go about it, don't you think? Why haven't her misdeeds in Ishgard extended any farther than the Temple Knights? We pondered that same question. Our best guess was that as a former Temple Knight herself, she chose them because she knows how to exploit their weaknesses. She's using her knowledge as her weapon, and we need to equip ourselves likewise. If we can learn more about her, we might be able to anticipate her next move. Good plan, but I admit I have no idea where to start. Should we ask Bear? No. Oh, I already have. He said that while he never knew her personally, the knights in her old squadron might be able to shed light into her past. Some of them even now patrol the city. Bear was a great help in telling me where they might be. You've been busy, Loazinique. Well, I can't remember the last time I was awake this long. I didn't want to sit around till I got tired again. And we're all better for it. Since you've gathered the information, it's only fitting that I should do the legwork. Just tell me where these knights are, and I'll speak with them. Gladly, but Ishgard's still an unfamiliar city for us both, right? For both of us, right? Although Bear told me where to go, the names of these places mean nothing to me. Luckily, we have Wild to guide you. You'll go with Tentoawa, won't you? Yep, I know this city quite well, and I have a magic map that tells me where I need to go. I knew we could count on you. All right, take note of these locations. How many Temple Knights are there that not even Bear would know all of them? I can barely imagine. Being forced to work with someone like Leofine isn't a fate I would envy. I'm curious to hear what these knights have to say about her. Hopefully they provide insight that'll help guide us forward. Time is of the essence, Wild. Let's get moving. The whole city is the charge of the Temple Knights, isn't it? There's no way a single warrior could defend it. While I don't doubt their honor as a whole, it's inevitable that a rotten seed like Leofine would eventually find its way into their ranks. Until recently, I always believed our remote corner of Shaktaral was the safest place in this world. But if danger can find us even there, I'm not sure what to think anymore. Interesting. Ah, okay. I gave pause to the fact that there's like a quest marker here, and it was just like, wait, what? But there's a text box over there. Like, is it possible to skip it? And I realized, oh wait, no, there are of course multiple areas to look at. Now this is a rare privilege. What business could the savior of Ishgard have with a humble knight? You want to know about Leofine? Well, many temple knights come from common stock, but she was different. Despite what she became, Leofine was born of noble blood. Even so, she often made mock of Ishgard's customs and the responsibilities that bound the conduct of noble families. Doubtless she yearned for freedom all her life, or her idea of it anyways. Although her deeds caused her to be expelled from the Temple Knights and summarily stripped of her title, she may have actually desired that outcome. If she hated it so much here, all she had to do was leave. I hear she did leave, for a time at least. Now she's in league with a group that aims to plunge the world into chaos. If a selfish heart like Leofine was sought out to aid in this plot, I shudder to imagine how wicked their leader must be. To choose your own path in life is all well and good, but not if it keeps others from doing the same. We've labored for generations to see that liberty is shared equally, but there are ever those who would tear down what we've built. It baffles the mind. Imposing sleep onto another is to strip them of their most basic freedom. That Leofine decried the bonds of custom, yet does not scruple to rob another of their will betrays her base nature. Yep, another one of those examples where, the group has this political ideology, but they're all just really selfish assholes who are really just using it to serve their own needs and desires. I don't need to teleport, I'll just walk there. Do you require aid? I must keep watch, so forgive me if I don't engage in idle chit-chat. There is nothing idle about chit-chatting with me. Leofine? For her, I can spare a moment. I don't suppose you know why she was expelled from the Temple Knights, do you? While few were her equal in swordplay, and fewer still handled their mounts with such grace, she oft spent her nights carousing in the gambling halls. It was after just such a night that she fell asleep while on duty. Oh, things are making more sense. Some may call it a cruel twist of fate, but dragons attacked her charges as she slept, and they were left defenseless. In her negligence, she was deemed to have aided our ancestral foe, and thus was stripped of her knighthood and noble title both. Knights falling asleep on duty, a story that's become all too familiar. Given what happened, I've no doubt she came to fear sleep. Yet now she has conquered that weakness, and she wields it as a weapon against us. She may even believe herself to be beyond the reach of mortal danger, yet she's only deluding herself, and in time she'll be made to answer for her deeds. Okay. A protector knows the importance of rest, yet Leofine denied it to chase fleeting thrills until the sun rose. She's nothing but a fool with delusions of grandeur. You say anything different now? Nope. Yeah. Teleport to the Sky Steel Manufactory. I've heard that the people of Ishgard revere a warrior god, but here is a statue of a flesh and blood knight. I've never seen such a thing. My people make no figures or depictions of our departed, fearing that such objects would keep them from finding their way to the next world. Huh. Okay. Yet again, more discussion of the departed and how people remember them or keep them. That's this kind of parallels this little blurb here kind of parallels like living memory and what Alexandria did in that keeping the figures or depictions, i.e., the memories, the data of the people, it literally does prevent them from finding their way to the next world in that it used up their souls to either power it or to to just, you know, keep other people from dying. Huh. The only idol we keep is the cradle of sleep of the sleepless. And thanks to its blessings, a white eye has always watched over us. So our reverence is devoted solely to the narwhal. It's enough that it guides our people safely to the next sunrise. All is quiet. Even so, I must remain vigilant. Leofine, eh? A name spoken of in hushed whispers now, but many have forgotten her strategic genius. She had a singular talent for achieving victory in battle by whatever means necessary. Genius? Maybe we're just too dense to see how our actions would cause Ishgard to collapse. Given that her group seems relatively few in number, an assault on Ishgard is unlikely. Rather, I think her aim is to chip away at the people's trust in Ishgard's foundation, and by the absence of a few vital bricks, bring the whole nation tumbling down. Thought gives me worry, even now. Even now, representatives from Ishgard are preparing to visit Okzondu in the Sea of Clouds. If anything were to go wrong, it would be a grievous blow to Ishgard's reputation. As we saw at Falcon's Nest, certain elements that oppose our nation see friendly gestures as a chance to spark conflict. Given recent developments, Sir Handaloo has been debating whether the visit is a wise choice. Well, we have a general understanding of what drives our adversary. Stories that paint a picture of a rotten, conniving soul. Hmm. I mean, obviously, yeah. It's easy enough to guess what her next move is, but like, talk about the Lord Commander. Is this like going to talk about like, Amaric? I'm curious. Must have been hard on the Lord Commander. Or is it Lucia? I can't remember who is who. The Lord Commander. I take it that's the leader of these Temple Knights, or is it someone else entirely? I don't remember how it goes. While fancy titles hold little interest for me, I sympathize with anyone who had to give orders to a rotten apple like Leofine. Giving the Temple Knights a warning is the least we can do. It's clear that this delegation, was it, might prove an enticing target for Leofine. Finally, we have knowledge to use against our enemy. If we all work together, we might be able to trap her. We haven't much time. Let's return to the congregation and tell this Handaloo all we know. What we know. Oh, I guess it's Handaloo who is? I don't know. The wheels are in motion, and doubtless Sir Handaloo will welcome news of potential threats before they catch us unawares. I believe he is yet planning the details of the visit at the congregation. Yeah?
It's just, it's
Yeah, Navy, you're asleep, right? Yep. Hi, Ren. You wish to speak with Sir Handaloo? Very well, please enter. So we might want to just, move on with like doing like leveling alliance roulettes or something.
I certainly find it lovely. I think might be a good idea to do the next one as well.
Yeah, actually. Tag Lance so he can get on. I think I'll actually stop here because this might trigger a cutscene, so. Oh wait, Tentoawa. Ugh. I need to speak. Okay. Yep, cutscene. Whatever. You are ever welcome at the congregation, Wild. I am well apprised of Leofine's wicked deeds, and your efforts to flush her out have been much appreciated. And this must be Master Tentoawa, who crossed the ocean from Tyrol. I hope you have recovered from your ordeal. I'm better than ever. Apologies for taking up one of your beds for so long. Please, no apologies are necessary. On the contrary, the Temple Knights yet owe you a debt for all you have done. Which brings us to the purpose of this visit. You had something to discuss with me. I see, you and I had the same doubts. The delegation to Ogzondu would be an obvious target for Leofine. I was but recently debating the wisdom of moving forward with our plans. As you know, all of Ishgard falls under the protection of the Temple Knights. As such, 'tis only meet that we maintain and strengthen friendly relations with our neighbors. The delegation in question is tasked with deepening mutual understanding of each of our unique cultures, so Nuvanu, chief of the Zundu, was most eager to host. Yet so long as the specter of Leofine hangs over our order, I fear visits abroad are unwise. Should any of the Vanu come to harm, our relations could be damaged irreparably. As we have no way of knowing if Leofine has caught wind of our plans, I am of the mind that postponing the delegation may be the most prudent course of action, for the safety of all. Nah, we'll kill her while using them as bait. This could also be the perfect chance to lure her out. That's right. Wild and I won't let anyone come to harm. And as long as you warn the Vanu in advance, they shouldn't hold the actions of a rogue against you. If they are truly your allies, they'll see the wisdom in your judgment. Please, send the delegation as planned. It'll be our best chance to capture Leofine. Yes, your words have merit. Thank you for the sage counsel. You are right. The Zundu will not stand idly by while we suffer at Leofine's hand. In fact, the fellowship between our two peoples was forged when a god assailed their home and was brought low by a great hero, Wild. Say what? If we tell the Zundu that he is keeping watch over the proceedings, then I am certain all doubts shall be quelled. Then you'll proceed? Indeed, the time has come for we Temple Knights to reclaim our honor and go on the counteroffensive. I shall bring the suggestion of a joint operation against Leofine to the Lord Commander as soon as possible. Okay, he's not the Lord Commander, so it's yes, Aymeric, I guess. Thank you. Together we'll put a stop to her scheme. I think I can't remember what Aymeric's title is. I must first discuss this matters with the others involved before we present a plan to the Lord Commander. Although time is of the essence, I ask that you wait a while until our course is settled. I shall summon all involved in planning the delegation to the congregation at once. Pray wait while we discuss matters and reach a final decision. I wonder, is Loan Ezekwe still here? Nope. Okay, well I that's a good stopping point for me. We can go ahead and do the whatchamacallits, the things. Did you tag Lance?
Yes.
Okay. Laws Zanikwe. Tentoawa told me what you learned of Leofine. To be honest, I do empathize somewhat with her desire to be free from the bonds of sleep, but that's where my sympathy ends. It's exactly because we must sleep that every waking moment is precious. A life awake is meaningless if we can't spend it with those we care about. Okay. Alright, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and make sure I pause it this time. Damn it, wrong button. Not as in the pause button, I clicked the wrong taskbar button. I meant to hit OBS, but yeah. And pausing. Okay, so didn't get as much level progress as I had hoped from the leveling and the alliance raid. I am like at the tail end of the last quarter of 97 for Samurai and Dancer. Alas, I guess I should have just picked one and stuck with them, but I didn't want to get oh well. I'll figure something out for those guys. Maybe like a leave quests or something. But for tonight, I am just going to finish off this quest and leave it at that. It is late. I realize now that I agreed to defend a people I know next to nothing about. Tell me of the Zundu will be soon visiting. Will soon be visiting. I know he would recognize the Hanu, but like I really want to describe them as large fluffy birds, but like that's such a dumb thing to describe them as because he knows what Hanu look like and I know they're identical. So like he he has context for what they look like. I'm gonna call them large fluffy birds. They look like large fluffy birds. I forgot to take off my helmet. Really? Two groups of such people so far apart? This world really is full of wonders. Oh my god, that I wasn't even reading, I was just saying things. The world really is full of surprises. Even a single city is enough for a lifetime. Every day I hear something that gives me food for thought. Like the story of the Dragon Song War, for instance. Generations of animosity between dragon and man that somehow ended in a rekindled fellowship. I imagined a whole world like that, a world where there'd be no need for protectors. The White Eye watches not only the monsters in the wilderness, but our neighbors as well. We've barely even considered sending delegations outside our village's gates. And the cold snap only made things worse. With everyone struggling just to survive, our every thought goes toward defending our scarce resources. But if we only look outward with wariness, there's no hope for the future to change, no hope to build trust. If only there was a way to bridge the distance between us and greet tomorrow hand in hand. Heh, but maybe that's just a silly dream. Maybe. Either way, it's a beautiful thought. Hee hee. Ah ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. I'm glad you think so. I'll hold that future in mind as I get back to training. As for you, Wild, get some rest. If you fall asleep when I need you most, I'll wake you up with a knock to the head. Oh, that won't go well for you at all. What's this? Aquazapaza. Fresh fish and mollusks sauteed in frantoio oil, then simmered in a mescal and tomato broth originally invented by fishermen who would come home from the markets and make soup using whatever remained of their haul. Huh. That sounds good. Tentoawa is finally acting like his old self again. Now I'm sure we're ready for whatever lies ahead. All right. Well, that was fun. Shorter night than I had hoped, but oh well. Maybe next time it'll be. Maybe I'll level my other two classes a bit more. I need to get something to level 100 too, so I can finish the quest lines. That's probably gonna take a while because I don't think I'm going to. Well, I mean, I could do it with machine. I could level Dancer all the way to 97 and finish or 100. I don't know. That feels like it would take a while. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Samurai is a tricky one because I don't have other melees close to the level. All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you tuned in, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.